Pretty young there, but Brendan Wenzel left his mark at O'Connor High School, and his little sister Carly followed in his footsteps. The pair eats, sleeps, and dreams hoops. Larry Ramirez shows us their bond on and off the court.
Seeing that he has gone through everything I'm about to go through, it makes a difference because he can give me feedback on everything. Whenever he's there, when I need him there, or when he's there to push me to get better, it's made a big difference.
Knowing that she's looking up to me, really makes me want to work harder and achieve a lot more than what I'm doing right now.
For Carly and Brendan Wenzel, that drive to be great on the court was nurtured by their father, Bobby.
He was the one that pushed us and brought us to the gym every day since we were 6 and 7. So getting our shot right and getting our handles right to do what we need to do at the next level, he's really impacted us.
And he's taught us the little things ever since we were young, and he focuses on all the details, and sometimes we argue with him, but we know he's right. So.
Thanks to her talent and focusing on the small details, Carly is a rising star. She's a 4-star recruit and currently ranked the 8th best guard in the country, class of 2022 per ESPN. Back in February, she scored her 1,000th career point in the Panthers' final regular season contest.
I knew she was going to get it, but I didn't know she was going to get it that early, so it's really impressive.
I'm the only sophomore to ever reach 1,000 at O'Connor, so being able to hit it and make history at O'Connor, it was really big for me.
In 2019, Brendan graduated O'Connor as the Panthers' all-time leading scorer. He was rated the 18th best recruit in Texas by Rivals. His skills took him to the Utah Utes. After the season started, he decided to redshirt his freshman campaign because he said it would benefit him. Carly has his back.
I think he was really seen as an underdog here in San Antonio. I don't think anyone really respected his game as much as they should have. So when he went, he grew and got a lot stronger than he was when he left. So I think now when people see him playing, they're not going to overlook him as much as they did here.
If Carly could take one thing from her brother's game, and if he could take one thing from hers, what would it be?
Just blocking out what everyone says and being able to come on the court and just lock in.
Being so good at a young age. Really? Being as good as she is at that young, yeah.
So you were not as good as her?
Oh, no.
With a strong support team in their mom, Cameron, and dad, Bobby, the Wenzel siblings will continue to ball. They'll do so on the same court and at times miles apart. But at the end of the day, their bond will hold them together.
My best friend. Yeah.
What does your sister mean?
Yeah, same thing. She's the world to me. The one that I, look up to in ways too. It's just, my little sister.
Don't know about one-on-one, but I bet they play a mean game of horse against each other. What do you want to bet?
I just want them to call my kids and say, hey, y'all get along like this. Let me show you how you do it, siblings.
That's pretty good right there, yep. SA Live is paying tribute to our heroes today with a special Memorial Day episode.
Mike and Fiona have a lot in store for us.
Well, of course, it is Memorial Day Monday here in Military City, USA, and of course, we love our military.
Yes, we're going to take a look back at a local program helping military veterans and their families improve their quality of life with the help of man's and woman's best friend, the Train a Dog, Save a Warrior program.
Great, but speaking of fantastic programs, Wish for Our Heroes, and it's got a lot of star power with some spurs and a lot of local folks that you will know the names of. They are delivering meals to our veterans, just as a good way to say thank you and help them out.
And Memorial Day grilling with David Elder. We're giving you a second helping of some of his Texas Eats grill recipes.
Yep. Hey, it is National Wine Day, and we are going to hear from Martha Stewart's sommelier. That's the fancy name for somebody that gets to sip wine and get all fancy schmancy, and he's a wine writer too, and we're going to hear all about that.
And support local, and we're going to tell you how you can say thanks to frontline workers with a bottle of wine, and we're going to tell you how a local winery is helping make that happen.
Of course, this is the day to be decorated in red, white, and blue, and our junior chef whips up some red, white, and blue cake pops and graduation cake pops.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
We want to bring an update to a story that we had at the top of the show. The San Antonio Fire Department now saying that the fire on the north side we told you about was ruled accidental. The department tweeting that there was no evidence of smoking material where the fire started.
That fire broke out in the 12,800 block of Terrytown just after 6:30 this morning. A man was found dead inside. Officials tell us the man died from smoke inhalation. We are still waiting to learn his name.
If you were woken up by those intense storms last night, you can check out the extreme damage it caused in some parts of the city. Some people woke up to fallen fences, lightning-struck trees, and tons of debris.
Right now on KSAT.com, we've got pictures of destruction. We've got videos of lightning. We've got photos of thick black clouds. Be sure to stick with KSAT as the weather is expected to continue to worsen throughout the day and then really get interesting this evening. And we know that because that's what Sarah's been telling us.
That's exactly right, David. We do have another potential for some storms late tonight. Now, I don't think those storms are going to be as strong as last night, but we still will carry the potential for damaging wind gusts as well as flooding since the ground is so saturated. For the rest of the afternoon, however, just expect mostly cloudy skies and a high near 82. We'll be talking about those storms for the rest of the day and planning to cover them tonight should we need to get on air. And of course, you can follow us online or on our app. The rest of the forecast, fairly quiet through Thursday before scattered storms return on Friday.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you for watching the News at Noon with us.
It is a Memorial Day tribute show on SA Live, and it starts right
now.
A local program helping military veterans and their families improve their quality of life with the help of man's and woman's best friend.
Today is National Wine Day, and we're wining down a certified sommelier who happens to be the wine writer for Martha Stewart.
And Memorial Day grilling with David Elder. We're giving you a second helping of some of his Texas Eats grill recipes. It's all today on SA Live.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from the KSAT 12 studios. This is SA Live.
Fire up the grill, pour yourself a glass of wine, and bust out the red, white, and blue. It is Memorial Day Monday here in Military City, USA. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Osterhage.
And I'm Fiona Gorstiza. In this Military City, many of us are honoring our military men and women. Share your photos with us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to tag us at SA Live KSAT.
So it was around this time last year you paid a visit to the TADSAW program?
Yes, it's an amazing organization, and TADSAW stands for Train a Dog, Save a Warrior, and that's exactly what they're doing. Now today, we're taking a look back at this important program, lending a helping paw to service members.
Buddy, yes, good girl. The help that she gave me, I wanted to help them, do the same.
Retired Staff Sergeant Leland Kidd served 5 years in the U.S. Coast Guard, as well as 5 years in the Army. He says coming home has its challenges.
Because we always come back, but we're not all here, like some of us are still back there, some of us are still clinging on to something that we don't have any control over anymore.
The Train a Dog, Save a Warrior program provides veterans with a canine rescue battle buddy. They train their own dog to meet their specific needs. Leland says, in being part of a TADSAW team, something shifted.
It felt like something that was like home to me.
He found that molding a dog's behavior with love and affection was a familiar feeling.
Just it fit right along the lines of what I'm used to as a father, taking care of my kids, and as a soldier, taking care of my soldiers.
For veterans with PTSD, service dogs bring a sense of security. Tell me how Aspis helps you.
She keeps me focused on her, being out in the open, being where a sniper fire, would have taken place in the past or something, it made me a little uneasy, but whenever I have the dog there, I'm focusing on her, and I'm focused on what's going on around me. If I do feel like I have something coming on or whatever, anxiety, or she'll nudge up to me, she'll wake me up in the middle of the night and say, hey, what's going on? She puts her cold, wet nose in my eye. She really helps me out, and I think I help her out as well, go hand in hand as a battle team,
It's a beneficial bond Leland wanted to share.
I wanted to do the same in helping my brothers and my sisters, in arms, as far as helping them in this journey.
Leland has been paying it forward, helping other wounded veterans heal and become an accredited TADSAW service dog team. A symbol on his shirt brings awareness to why.
The 22 is the veteran suicide rate, 22 a day. And what we want to do is we want to decrease that.
That goal is why Bart Sherwood began the program back in 2010.
You know, because every day he's got a 50-50 chance that he's going to become a number or survive. And that's, to me, it's just way too much. Are you a good boy?
This is the Colonel. Rescued 8 years ago, he's the official ambassador for TADSA.
He's a great inspiration to our veterans and their families to let them know, hey, just because you're disabled, you can still do something. Just get up and do it.
A majority of the warriors choose a shelter dog because they want to help save a life.
So all the dogs in our program come from either rescues or shelters. They can be owned by the veteran and they come into our program, or we go ahead and get them one out of the shelter. So not only do we save the veteran life, but now we save a dog's life. We're saving 2 lives at a time.
And together, the team tackles the journey.
The reason we want the veteran to go ahead and train with the dog from start to finish is because it builds up his self-confidence, his self-trust, his self-esteem back that's missing because he couldn't do anything to help a fallen brother or sister. And that's what happens. They lose their trust in themselves, and by letting them train the dog, they build up that trust again.
For Bart, it's not about the organization. It's about saving the next veteran.
For every veteran, I help him, I help a dog, I help a family, I help a neighborhood, I help a community.
Canine battle buddies like the Colonel continue to inspire hope.
He is a special dog. There will never be another colonel, not at all. And maybe a sergeant major, but it's not going to be an officer.
For Leland, Aspis gave him a powerful purpose.
I like to think that I saved her just as much as she saved me.
Well, TADSA Program Director Bart Sherwood and retired Staff Sergeant Leland Kidd join us now on set, along with their canine battle buddies, of course, the Colonel and Aspis. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and bringing, of course, the dogs. Bart, you adopted the Colonel after he was hit by a car, and he inspires others and veterans by, of course, daily just kind of overcoming that disability. You have a different way of referring to the stigma of PTSD.
I don't like referring to it. I don't like the mental health aspects, making everybody look like they're mentally ill or whatever. I think it's more of an occupational hazard, a military-induced anxiety depression syndrome that, you know, everybody who has a job, they're going to get stressed from it. So if you can change that job on them, then it's going to go ahead and allow them to go ahead and take care of themselves. And by doing they leave their military occupation alone when they start training the dog, because now they are a dog handler, a dog trainer, so it's just a lot better for them.
And Leland, you became a certified master canine trainer. You continue to help others, and dog's name Aspis. What's that mean?
Yes, it's Aspis. She's like the name of the Spartan shield. So
okay.
It's like my shield.
And she's your shield.
Yes.
Your shield, your protector. Yes. Okay. Tell folks how these dogs are able to kind of pick up on these issues.
They actually smell the adrenaline and cortisol neurotransmitters when they're released into the body when you're triggered for an episode. It takes 5 to 12 minutes for it to build up a level to where it pushes against the threshold, and then you start feeling the anxiety because something's wrong. The dog actually picks up on it within 1 to 3 minutes. And by teaching the veteran to be proactively responsive to the dog, he's able to go ahead and interact with the dog 3 to 5 minutes after the trigger, releasing oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, hoping to calm him down. And he doesn't get to that point of the episode.
That's fantastic. And this is not just for veterans either, right?
No. It's for their family members, first responders, all first responders.
Really great work, of course, that they're doing. And another
fantastic.
great organization helping military families here in South Texas is Wish for Our Heroes.
They have a lot of star power behind them, from former Spurs to Friday Night Lights coach Kyle Chandler, and now they're delivering meals to veterans in need. Take a look.
On a normal basis, Wish for Our Heroes is granting wishes for military families, from grocery bills to rent payments and other things in between. With the pandemic in mind, they've shifted gears to protect those who have sacrificed for us.
When I go to bed at night, I think about how do we help the next person? What do they need? What type of food do they need? What type of basic assistance do they need? It's a mission. I just think we all owe it to them.
Amid a global pandemic, this Memorial Day means something more.
Memorial Day, I think during times of crisis like this, really means even more to us. having been in the military. And it's a time that we recognize all those who gave our lives for us to be here today, to enjoy the liberties and the freedoms that we enjoy. And people don't realize, but during World War II, which are the veterans we're visiting today, more than 400,000 Americans gave their lives. And these men that are still alive, and there are very few of them, they have to be protected, and we have to make sure that we do our part to keep them safe as they did for us.
Today's mission, delivering warm meals to war veterans with help from Alamo Honor Flight and the Grill at Leon Springs.
They're cooking the meals, and then our volunteers, as well as Chef Terry's folks, are packing the meals, and we're preparing them, and each veteran receives a full meal.
Meals are loaded up and deployed to their veteran, like KP Platt, a Pearl Harbor survivor.
On December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese attacked, and he nearly died many times during that whole ordeal. He's legally blind, so as his wife is as well, and his son, so they can't leave the home. So we try to keep them fed. We try to bring meals to them, not just these meals, but also groceries and other things that they need.
How does it make you feel when you get these meals here delivered to you?
Oh, it makes us feel great. And it lasts for 2 days. We don't eat that much.
But meals aren't the only delivery. So is conversation. Moments to remember and honor the fallen.
In the 70s, we had 150, 200 members. Right now, as far as I know, there's 3 of us.
What we've realized is not only do they need the physical assistance, meaning the food and the masks and the other supplies that we've given them, they also need the emotional or the psychological assistance.
Like Phil Lozano, who was in the Navy during World War II.
Hey, Mr. Lozano, how you doing?
Fine, Jeff.
Brought you dinner, sir. He fought over in Japan when they were island hopping, and his ship would literally support and bombard the islands as the ground forces, specifically the Marines at Iwo Jima, would invade the beaches and take the islands. You saw some crazy stuff.
It's the worst part that we saw was the kamikazes coming in and hitting some of our aircraft carriers and sinking a couple of them.
And we have, D-Day veterans and just some of the most heroic people that they've given so much to our country over the years.
And in today's world, victory is the only option.
There's no doubt that we're eventually going to beat COVID-19. There's no doubt eventually we'll have a vaccine. There's no doubt we're going to win. But when these men were called forward, they were mostly young boys. They were farmers and factory workers and so on and so forth. They were called forward to come fight. They're 18 years old, 19 years old. The world very much hung in the balance at that point. Victory was not guaranteed. There's a high probability that we would lose and we would end up not being able to enjoy the freedoms that we have today. And thanks to those brave men and women, we're able to do that. And so this is our way of just trying to take care of them and give something back and try to protect them as they protected us during that time.
For SA Live, I'm Jen Tobias Stresky.
Still ahead, red, white, and blue cake pops. Our junior chef whips up some patriotic pastries and a little something for our local graduates.
And David Elder is out at the grill firing up some things you wouldn't usually try grilling. Up next on SA Live.
Right now we're in my backyard and we're gonna be grilling up, get this, pizza. The first thing you need to do is get a really solid pizza dough. Now there are recipes all over online that you can get to make it at home. I like to do it the quick way, which is go to your local pizza shop. Now something like this little dough size makes about a 12 to 14 inch pizza, which is perfect for what we're doing today. You wanna get a little bit of flour onto a pizza paddle. You can have a metal one. I have a little wooden one here. Just a little bit of flour. Spread it around. You don't want this to get stuck to the paddle here. To get a good dough ball, you fold it into itself and then just bring it in. This will help waken it back up if it was in the refrigerator. Once you have your ball of dough, you start kneading it, pressing it out, turning it over. The goal is to stretch it out to the size of your paddle. Today we're gonna be making a margarita pizza. It's a very traditional pizza uses simple ingredients, a little bit of basil, tomatoes, a little bit of marinara sauce, and then we have some basil pesto as well. Once you've kneaded your dough ball a little bit, you got it to a really cute size right here. Put it right in the middle of your pizza paddle. Now, this is a cool hack. If you don't have a rolling pin, you got a bottle of wine at home, same thing. Here we go. You just want to start from the middle and roll out like that. And then flip it the other way, same thing. All right, so once you have your dough rolled out, the test to make sure you have a really good foundation, get the sides of it. You just want to give it a little twist. If you can twist it, it means it's not stuck anywhere, and you're good to move on to the second phase. We're gonna get a little bit of the sauce that came with the pizza pack. You can use this sauce. I also have an example here. This is just a regular old bottled sauce that you can find at your grocery store. I'm gonna trust the source though. You don't wanna use too much sauce. You wanna be able to kind of see through the amount of sauce that you put down. So kind of put it in the middle. You're gonna use a spoon, circular motion, and you just wanna kind of go out. Now you wanna leave it, of course, there's always the crust, right? So don't go too far out. For this pizza, I'm gonna put a little bit of basil pesto on here as well. And for the basil pesto, I'm just gonna kind of glob it on. This is mozzarella cheese, shredded. Typically, I would say with this amount of pizza, you wanna use about a cup to 2 cups of cheese. You don't really wanna use that much. Even when people are like, I love a lot of cheese, it's okay. Cheese, the mozzarella goes far. So you don't wanna use too much. Spread it out. I have a beef tomato right here. You wanna cut really thin slices, so right there. This right here is a Texas brand of olive oil. They have all different kinds of infused flavors. This one right here is roasted garlic. Come on, that says pizza. Just enough to get it going. There you go. Your grill's at 500 degrees, between 450 and 500. Open it up, and then go ahead and put your pizza right onto the pizza stone, just like that. Go ahead and give it a close. This could take about 10 to 12 minutes to cook all the way through, about 15 depending on how you like yours. A little bit crunchier, like a little more tender to it. But just keep an eye on it and make sure the heat goes back up to 450, and you got yourself a tasty pizza.
Did somebody say cake pops, or was it just my stomach kind of growling for some sweet treats for your grads and red, white, and blue cake pops for Memorial Day? That's all next on SA Live, so stay with us. Every good cookout needs something sweet, a nice dessert.
How about something sweet you can make with the kids? Our executive producer's daughter put together a couple of cake pop creations for grads and for Memorial Day.
Today we're going to be making some awesome graduation cake pops and Galaxy Memorial Day cake pops. Let's get started. So here we have some vanilla cakes with sprinkles in them. As you see, we just put red and blue sprinkles in them for Memorial Day. And I'm using gloves so I do not mess with my food because I want some clean food. So I'm just gonna put cakes in here. And then I'm just gonna use my hands to crumble them. It should look like this. Now we're gonna mix in our frosting. This is just a vanilla frosting, but you can use any frosting you'd like. And now that we have the frosting in here, we're just going to use our hands and mix them together until it feels like a light cookie dough, like a little bit less dense than cookie dough. Okay, so it should look like this. And to test it, you just put a couple fingers in, press it down. If it looks kind of like this, then you know it's ready. You could ball it up like this and try to make sure it's a sphere. Or you can use your handy dandy cake mold if you have it. So now we're going to take some of this. We're going to kind of ball it, and then we're going to put it in there. And if it looks too big, take a little bit off and then fix it. And then you kind of make sure it fits, and then you do that with the rest of them. Oh, look at all of this. Now, we're gonna put the lid on. Kind of press it down a little bit. And then we're gonna put these back into their little slots. And then we're gonna put them in the freezer for 30 minutes. And now we're going to open it up. Sometimes you gotta use a butter knife. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a cake stick and dip just a little bit into our candy melts, which we have melted. And then we are gonna take a cake pop and stick it in. And then we're gonna do that with the rest of them. We're gonna put them back in the freezer for a little bit longer, 15 or 20 minutes. Now, we're gonna use some melted candy melt and red and blue food dye to make some swirly cake pops. Put a few drops in and swirl them with a toothpick. So we're just gonna take one of our cake pops and kind of dip it in, turn it over. We're gonna take our cake pop and put it into our egg holder and let it dry. Now we're going to make the graduation pops. So now we have some melted dark chocolate candy melts, some little Ghirardelli squares, and of course our cake pops. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip them, same as last time, into candy melt. And we're gonna let it drip a little bit until it looks like it's good, and place it on top of one of the squares. And now all I'm doing is just cutting little triangles out of the bottom so it makes it look kind of like a bookmark. So we're gonna be very careful on lifting the cake pop so it doesn't come apart. And we're gonna take a toothpick, dip it in our candy melt, and put some just along in a line like that. Then we're gonna take one of our ribbons and put it along that line, like so. And right in the middle, put a dot of it and put one of our M&Ms on. And now we have our little graduation cake pops. Congrats, grads!
Look at this. I mean, my goodness, it's too cool to eat. I don't even.
And there you can see a better shot of the close-up up there and that on there. And here's the other cake pop. And
look at that.
Look at what I'm holding right here, an egg carton. And what you do is you can poke holes in it, and that's a great way to, if you dip them in the chocolate, to let them dry like that.
Look at that.
Fantastic idea. Okay, we have to taste.
I know. Happy National Wine Day. Up next on SA Live, we sit and sip with Martha Stewart's wine writer. Don't go anywhere. In addition to Memorial Day, today is also National Wine Day, which falls on May 25th each year. So today, wine lovers everywhere can pour a glass of their favorite wine to celebrate, whether you're having a virtual happy hour with friends or hosting a remote wine tasting with family. Joining us to pour on some knowledge and fun is Sarah Tracy, certified sommelier, lifestyle expert, and Martha Stewart wine writer. Cheers, Sarah. How are you?
Cheers. Happy National Wine Day.
Yes. Okay, now you are the person to know when it comes to wine. What about wine pairings for Memorial Day barbecues?
I am a wine girl through and through, and I know a lot of people are, and it's great to know that wine can pair beautifully with your favorite barbecue dishes through the whole summer grilling season. So I thought, I love the sides. I love like a potato salad, a coleslaw, and to pair with those, you want a crisp, bright, refreshing white wine. I brought the Eroica Riesling, which is from Chateau Ste. Michelle in Washington State. And then I love a new kind of innovation in the wine industry right now, which is wine in a can. I don't know if you all have been able to try some of these, but there are some really impressive wines available that are portable, and they're awesome to have, by the pool or or if you're going camping or somewhere where glass bottles might not be allowed.
Sarah, you're getting a double
option.
thumbs up from my co-host Mike on the wine in a can. What are your thoughts on the wine in a box?
I'm down with it. You know, there's great wines in cans and boxes, and there's great wines in bottles, and there's bad wines in all of those as well. So it's more about the juice and less about the packaging. I have a sparkling rosé from 14 Hands Winery. They call it Unicorn Rosé Bubbles, which I think is really fun for summertime.
Great name.
Yeah. I just fill up, I'll hold it up to the camera. Just fill up your whole cooler with this. You're good to go all summer. And I paired this with a delicious barbecue pulled pork. And then finally, all of you meat lovers, I know in Texas, you guys take your brisket and your smoked meats very seriously.
Yeah, we do.
So I had to show off my personal pairing. I had a delicious smoked brisket in front of me. And then I'm going with Cabernet Sauvignon, big, bold, rich, and this is from H3 Winery in the Horse Heaven Hills of Washington, and it is really nice with grilled meats.
Now, folks can even have some fun with friends and family with some wine trivia, right?
Yeah, can I hand you a few trivia questions, see how you guys do?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna need to bring in some help here with my co-host, okay?
All right.
Mike here.
Hi, Sarah.
Who knows a lot about wine.
Hi, Mike.
I don't know about that, but I know about trivia. Okay.
Okay, we are ready.
I'm gonna put you to the test. All right, the first one is a multiple choice. We're starting you off easy. Okay. From this time last year, how much has wine and cocktail consumption increased?
400%.
10%, 25%, 40%, or 50%? What do you guys think?
I'll say 50.
I say 50, yeah.
Close. It is 40%.
Oh,
okay.
People are letting me down. All right, okay. Next one.
Break out the cans.
Okay, next question. Which state in the U.S. produces the most Riesling?
Riesling? Which state? Riesling. It's such a sweet. Right?
I'm gonna say Washington State. I know because the apples up there and the fruits and all that stuff. I'll go with that.
Okay, I'll jump in on his answer.
You are correct, Mike. Great job. It is Washington State.
I was paying attention to that bottle earlier.
Yeah, well, Chateau Ste. Michelle, who makes this wine, they are Washington State's founding winery, and they're actually the leading producer of Riesling in the world. So amazing Riesling from there. Okay. And then one more question. We'll see how you guys do with this one.
Okay.
True or false? White wine should be served ice cold.
False. I say it's to your taste.
Does Fiona, do you want to concur with this?
I'll go true, just for fun.
Just because.
All right, Mike coming in with the answer once again. It is false.
Nicely done. You got two out of three. Very good. Yeah. Great tips and tricks from Sarah Tracy. Thank you so much. Where can folks go for more information?
You can definitely visit my website, which is thelushlife.xyz. You have all the tips and tricks and pairing info for you.
All right, Sarah Tracy, thank you again. Stay safe out there and cheers.
Bye-bye.
You too. Cheers, guys.
Support local and give back. How you can send a bottle of wine to a frontline worker to say thanks. How one local winery can help make that happen. You can support local and give back at the same time. One Local Winery is helping make that happen. Messina Hoff Winery is celebrating National Wine Day by giving wine lovers the opportunity to say thanks to frontline workers by sending them a bottle of wine. Joining us now is Karen Bonarigo, co-owner of Messina Hoff Winery in Fredericksburg, to tell you how to take part in their Bottle of Thanks program. Hey there, Karen.
Hi, how are you? It's great to see you.
You as well. What a lovely way for folks to say thanks.
We are in a kind of crazy time right now that no one has ever experienced, and I think it gives us an opportunity to be able to reflect on those that work so hard to take care of us each and every day. And now more than ever, I think people are really, appreciative of those medical workers that are doing so much to help everyone in the community. And so Messina Hoff wanted to do our part to be able to show our gratitude and appreciation. And so we came came up with our Messina Hoff Bottle of Thanks program as a way that we could show that appreciation to the medical community. So someone could purchase a bottle from Messina Hoff, and then we will take care of all of the shipping or the delivery to that individual in the medical community. So it could be a doctor, a nurse, an EMT. It could be someone that they have worked with recently, or it could be someone that's taken care of you or your family members maybe even years ago or in a different state. And then we can make sure we put a little card with it, and it has your information on it as well. And just something for them to be able to know that someone is thinking about them, and a way to be able to say thank you. If you don't have anyone in mind, just still let us know, and we'll set that bottle aside. And then Messina Hoff will be matching wines into that fund as well.
All right, so if folks want to participate in the Bottle of Thanks program, what's the best way to go about doing that?
So you can give us a call at any of our wineries, or you can just go on our website, and actually there's an intake form there on the Bottle of Thanks page, and you can put your information and generally what it is that you want to do and who you want to send it to, and we'll reach out to you and make sure we get that taken care of for you.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
After transitioning out of the military, we said goodbye to a huge community and a family of other service members. This business gave us the opportunity to do was move to this area. We were able to get a new community and meet so many wonderful people here.
Popcorn Friday is the name, but the fun flavors are available other days of the week as well. This Spring Branch shop is known for their fun, flavorful combinations. And yes, there's a Tiger King flavor too. You gotta keep up with the trends.
It's kind of like a peach cobbler, actually, with chocolate.
Here at Popcorn Friday, we have about roughly 30 flavors. We have 3 categories. The savory category over here, like cheddar cheese, theater butter. Our most popular is the buttery white cheddar. Over here, we have what we call the candy flavors. And the children really like the rainbow flavor, which is a mixture of different flavors. But the most popular flavor is sea salt caramel.
This family-owned business is staying afloat as every local shop is recovering from social distancing restrictions. And it's a TikTok video that helped get new customers popping in from all over the country for online orders.
That's my dad. And once she did that, our business just really exploded overnight, and we had 1.5 million views over the weekend, and we had hundreds of orders.
I told people what we're doing during, this really hard time. We were taking extensive measures to keep our hands clean. We wore gloves. We do curbside only. We didn't really let people in the store. And I was just trying to get the word out, just like for people locally to know. But then other people started looking at it, and I realized, oh my gosh, we have people watching from Australia.
And we've had an increase in sales up in the thousands %.
Wow, the power of social media. But this business pulls its strength from something bigger, family.
My husband especially felt that starting a family business would give us the opportunity to do something together.
Daniel Shrub served in the Marines, being deployed and away from his family for so many years. This is a way he can spend retirement working and seeing his wife and 3 kids every day.
I was still on active duty when we were setting this store up. I was taking all my leave and vacation at the end, and we were setting up the store while I was still on active duty.
Together now, more than ever, they're leaning on each other's strengths, from their daughter's social media skills to mom's creative recipes. This one tastes like a thin mint, y'all.
One of the things as a Marine Corps wife that I've come to learn is to adapt and overcome.
Right now, they're sticking to curbside pickup and online orders.
We've made a decision as a family to be all in with it and to make it successful.
So stock up on your quarantine snacks, because the goal with every bag is to bring other families and friends closer together.
My other veteran friends have gun shops and they're law enforcement, and it's weird, the contrast, retired Marine doing popcorn. But we're doing it as a family. We're teaching our children about business.
For SA Live, I'm Jen Tobias-Drusky.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow, is that really me?
It's a facelift in a jar.
Well, we're all looking for ways to make a difference at home, and you can make a difference for your under-eye bags and wrinkles in just a few minutes with the Plexiderm 10-Minute Challenge. And lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa joins us today to show us how we can take the challenge. Good afternoon, Annette.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I love this 10-minute challenge because viewers see and they are like, does this really work? Well, we have a challenge so you can see that it does, to erase the fine line wrinkles and under eye bags literally in 10 minutes.
That almost sounds too good to be true, but you have untouched video of one woman, Georgine, taking the challenge, and go through this, what we're seeing.
Okay, so yeah, she was one of the ones that were skeptical, so we said, come on in the studio. She put a small amount. You'll notice she has some wrinkles around her eyes, cheek, and chin area. And look at how amazing. It's a small amount of serum, works in 10 minutes, and look at those results. Smooth, firm, and more beautiful look. She was skipping out of the studio, but we asked her not to move her face too much so viewers can actually see the results that they can expect to get.
So once again, just 10 minutes, and this is no doctor visit, and you just do it by yourself at home, what, right before putting on makeup?
Correct. So on a clean, dry face, it's a simple serum. And after you apply it, the results are nothing short of amazing. And basically, the main ingredient came from the share rock right here, as you can see. And what it does is it pushes back the puffiness, heightens the crevices and the wrinkles, giving you that refreshed, well-slept, and just a better version of yourself. And let's face it, when we look in the mirror and we see less lines, less wrinkles, less bags, that all translates into confidence in how we feel about ourselves.
And whenever we think of facial care and makeup and things like that, you think of women, but this works for men too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because it goes on clear and men don't typically wear makeup. They love it too because they tend to get the bags underneath their eyes. And voila, all you have to do is put it slightly on the problem areas and you see it. And what I love about it is you actually feel it tightening your skin. And most people can benefit from this. College students, new moms, executives, and morning people. So if you want to look better, Plexiderm's the answer.
All right, so there were some studies done on Plexiderm, pardon me. What were the results of that?
Okay, so we did 2 studies, February 2019, one on the effectiveness, the other on how long it worked, and 80% saw a reduction in their under eye bags and around their eyes. 85% saw a reduction in their problem areas like their forehead lines, like myself, and 74% saw a reduction around their mouth area. And how long it lasted, up to 10 hours as long as you didn't get wet. So don't jump in the pool or jump in the shower if you want this to keep on working.
Well, it almost sounds too good to be true, but you can take the Plexiderm 10-Minute Challenge at home today. They have a Mother's Day special right now, 50% off and free shipping. Just call 1-800-706-3765 or visit Plexiderm.com. Annette, good chatting with you. Thank you.
So much for having me. Take care. Stay safe.
Well, I hope you enjoy whatever you're going to be grilling up today or what you have grilled up over the weekend.
And of course, now it's the unofficial start of summer. Yep, and it's only going to get hotter from here on in, but it's always a wonderful holiday. And don't forget all of those folks that give us the life we have, basically.
We'll see you the rest of this week on SA Live.